I want to create an OpenLab post, and there's a few things that I need to have in here. So I need an exported version of my Photoshop self-portrait, an exported version of my Illustrator self-portrait, and then a short statement about the project. So there's a template here that shows you basically what this would look like. So you have two parts. You have your raster part, which is the Photoshop part, a title, semester and year, and software. So this is kind of setting up how you would do this if it was part of your portfolio. When you create like a design or digital media portfolio, this is the kind of information you'll want to include. And then a description, so 3 to 4 sentences about the project, what you used to create it, and what was inspiring to you about it. So then the same thing for the vector version, okay? And then we also have the credits. So this is for the images that we use. This is mostly for the Photoshop one. You can use images in Illustrator, but I didn't do that in any of the examples. So any images that I used, I'm just going to put the image information here along with a URL. So I have that in my notes for my first self-portrait, and so I'm going to grab it from there. But as I mentioned, I'll go over, if you forgot where you got the image from, you could try to reverse image search it. So I'm going to leave this open and then create a new post on the OpenLab and get started. So if I'm logged into the OpenLab, you'll see this toolbar at the top with the little plus button up here, and that's how you start creating the post. If you're not logged in, you're not going to see this, so you'll have to click login or sign up over here and go through that process. If you haven't done that process yet and you need help, let me know. We can do it later today. So if I go to the plus, it'll show me this menu and I can click post, but I can also just click on the plus and it will assume I'm making a post. And so we want to set the category to self-portrait, and we can add the title for the post. This is the Wordpress Editor. I'm going to go over the basics of how to use it. It's pretty straightforward, but there are some weird things about it, like little menus pop up in different places. There's different settings. And since my screen resolution is pretty low, it's hard to see everything. So I'll try to make sure that I go over everything. But if you get stuck on any of this stuff, we can go over it later. So I'm going to start with my project title. So this is my self-portrait. If you want to use that, that's fine. If you want to come up with a different name, if you have if you have a different concept for your self-portrait, feel free to use whatever you want to call it. And so I'm going to start with the image. You can start with the description or the image, whichever you prefer. I'm going to start with the image. So I can drag the image into WordPress, or I can add it using the little plus. I'm going to start with using the plus. So if I hit the plus, it shows me different types of things that I can put inside of my post. I'm going to go with image. So this brings up an image block. Again, I can drag my image on here if I want to, but I can also click upload to get my file system. So I go to the desktop, go to MMP 100, find my self-portrait, the JPEG version, not the PSD. So the JPEG is what we can put on the web, and click open. And so now we'll get the self-portrait here. There's an area for a caption. If you want to put your text in there, you can, but I'm going to go to the next section. So I'm going to click the plus and add a paragraph. And here's where I'm going to start to add in my template. So this is part 1 raster. So I'll say part 1 raster. And then if I hit enter while I'm typing, it's just going to add a new block of text. And so I can copy and paste this from here, or I can just type it out. So the title, so again, the title could be self-portrait, it could be something else if you have a different concept that you want to use for this. So this is self-portrait, semester is spring 2022, and the software obviously is Photoshop. Okay, so now we have a description. And so this is where you can really write whatever you want. You can focus on the technical aspect of what you were working on. You can focus on the creative aspect of what you were working on. Just a few sentences that explains what the project was about. And this is good for, this is a good thing to start practicing for your portfolio, because when you send your portfolio to people you want to work with or jobs or things like that, they're going to want to see not just that the work is good, but that you have a rigorous and specific approach to what you're doing, that you actually understand, you know, what you're working on. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time here because this is just a demo, but I'll just start. So I'll say I used Photoshop to composite a photo of a bird and a, what did I use in this? Like a beach scene. I also used filters and blending layers to create the color scheme. And I can say, you know, the bird, the oversized bird in the landscape represents the importance of freedom in my creative process. Okay, so whatever you want to say, it doesn't have to be, you know, super deep or anything like that, but just talk a little bit about what your inspiration was and how you arrived at your project. Okay, so then we're in the Photoshop version, so this is where we can add our image credits. So we have, I took some notes. I have this text document where I saved my images, but as I mentioned, you might have forgotten where your images came from. If that's the case, one way that you can try to find them again is if I go to images.google.com, I can reverse search my images. I'm sure you guys have done this before. So I'll click search by image and then upload an image. And so I'll grab this bird image. And since I know I got this from the web, it's pretty likely that it will find the image for me. Although it looks like it didn't. Oh, this looks like it's the same image, but it's on Wikimedia. Let's see if it has a link to the original source. Okay, so that's the original source that I got it from. Although I think I got it from one of the other sites, but this hopefully still has the information. Let's see. Some rights reserved. Okay, so here's the attribution. So for my credit, I need the title of the photo. I need the author, last name, first name, or username, and then the license, and then the website and the URL. So we can find all of that information. So let's see, the title of the image is a bird in UCD campus. So I'm going to copy that and start with this. So quotation marks, a bird in UCD campus. If you want to copy, it might be easier just to copy and paste this format into the post and then replace. So the title of the work is a bird in UCD campus. And then the author, I think, is, I don't think they have their name here, so I'm just going to use their username. So I'll put that here. And then the Creative Commons license. So that was under this area. Depending on where your image is sourced from, you may see the license in different places. So you may have to look around for that. But you can see here some rights reserved. So that sounds like our license. So I clicked on there and it goes to this Creative Commons license. And this has some information. So it says you're free to copy and redistribute the material in any medium or format, remix, transform, or build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. And it just asks for attribution, which is what we're doing right now. So we've done everything we need to for this license. So I'm just going to copy the license here and replace the license area. Oops. Okay, I'm having a hard time selecting the text. I think it's just a WordPress thing, so I'm just going to delete this and paste. Okay, the title of the website is Flickr. And the date posted is May 24th, 2007. And then the URL. So this is similar to if you've ever written a paper, for one of your English classes or something like that, you're going to have to cite your sources. And that's basically what we're doing here. Oops. Okay. I don't want to do that. I just want to paste the URL. Okay. I can make this an actual link if I want to. I can click on that link button, but you don't necessarily need to do that. So that was my first image, but I used 2 images here. So let's go back to the notes and get the second image. I used this beach image here. I never actually ended up using this old cat and lady image, but it is kind of cool. Should use that in a later project. Okay, so this one is on pexels.com. Let's see. I think this is the title, although it doesn't show the whole thing. If I copy that, is it gonna... Okay, let's paste in another copy of this attribution. I can see the title up here, but it doesn't show the whole thing here. Let's go to info. Okay, so info. So the title, the name of the photo is green and brown grass field near body of water. It's pretty straightforward. And it's bold. So if I want to get rid of the formatting, I can do Command-Shift-Paste to undo any formatting that got copied over. The photographer is Chansey, so I'm just going to copy. This is a link, so I can't really select this text, but I'll just type it out. So it's Chansey with 3 N's. And I'm copying the formatting here, but you don't necessarily have to do that. So Chansey with 3 N's, and then the license is, I guess it's a specific Pexels license. Let's see if there's any other information about the license. Learn more about the license. Okay, so this is just called the Pexels license. So I don't have to copy all of this information. I'm just going to copy a link here and paste it into the license area. And then the title of the website obviously is Pexels. The date uploaded is right here, November 25th, 2021. And then the URL is here. Just going to copy that and paste it here. And I'll do Command-Shift-V so it doesn't copy the bold. And then I can make this a link. If I just click on that link button, I'll click Open in a new tab. Okay, so now I'm done with my attribution. So now I can move on to my second image. So for this one, I'm just going to drag it into the post so we can see how that works. So this is my Illustrator self-portrait. And so what I'm going to do is drag it from the Finder. And then I can go over to Chrome. You can open the window like this so you can see both if you want. Or what I usually do is I just drag this, and I'm holding down on my mouse, so I'm just dragging this around. And then I'm going to go back to Chrome by hitting Command-Tab to go to Chrome. And then the tricky part, the thing here is you have to get one of these little blue lines. They're very skinny, so it's hard to see, but this blue line essentially says it's ready for me to post it in here. If I don't get that little blue line, it's not going to work. So I'll get the blue line and post it in here. And now I'll do my Illustrator self-portrait. So I'll go back to my template. So this is part 2 vector. And the title, again, is self-portrait. Again, feel free to use whatever title you want. Semester/year is spring 2022. And software is Illustrator. I guess I could say Adobe Illustrator to be more specific. Software, Adobe Photoshop. Okay. And so I didn't use any images for this one, so I don't need to do any crediting. I just have to write a description. So for my description, I'll just say, I created this illustration using Adobe Illustrator to express my interest or passion for the outdoors, and what else did I put in this? The moon. Okay, so whatever you want to say just to add some inspiration in here. This one, I'm just doing a demo, but you should do at least 3 or 4 sentences for that. I spelled illustration wrong, so I'm going to change that. And any other information you want to put in there is fine. So I'm almost done. I'm going to preview. So I'm going to click on the preview button up here, go to preview in a new tab, make sure everything looks right. Everything looks good. And if I post this, if I click on these work. Okay, so everything works. I've got all the information I need. So now I'm ready to post. So I'm going to click publish. And when I click publish, it's going to generate a link for me. So that'll take just a second. Okay, so then I can copy the link, which I need to do to add to Blackboard, or I can click View Post and copy the link here. Okay, so now I'm ready to submit, and I have to go to Blackboard to submit. So I'm going to go to Blackboard and go to MMP 100, and where are my assignments? Oh, you know what? I haven't created, oh no. Okay, I copied over the assignments, but I haven't actually added them here. So I'm just going to create the assignment real quick. So let's add a content area called assignments. Usually this gets copied over from semester to semester, but there's a lot of Blackboard issues this year. Okay, so I've got assignments. I'm going to build a new assignment. Self-portrait. And I'm just going to copy the description from here. Okay, and let's make the due date is going to be next Tuesday. And there's 100 points. And let you guys submit as many times as you want. Okay, so when you're submitting it, it'll already exist. And what you're going to do, I'll turn on the student view so it'll look like what you guys will see. So you go to assignments, click on self-portrait, and so you have to upload a few different files. Okay, so for your submission, you just put a link to your OpenLab post. So hopefully I still have that. So I'm just going to say OpenLab post and then paste in my link. I don't, so I'm going to go back here and go to posts, and here's my self-portrait. Okay, so I'm going to copy that link and paste it in here. So that's the first part, is you need the link, but then you also need a couple files. So down here, I can attach files. So I'm going to go to Browse Local Files, and it's already open here, but if it wasn't, I would go to Desktop, go to MMP 100, and I'm first going to add in my PSD file. So just your PSD file here, you don't need the exported files. Those are on the OpenLab. So I'll click Open, and that looks good, and then add my Illustrator file. So same thing, I'm going to click Local Files, go to MMP 100. This one is in Self-Portrait 3. Get my Illustrator file, and then that's it. If I click Submit, it might take a second. Maybe it's not actually doing it because I'm in preview mode. Oh no, there it goes. Okay. So once you submit, this is what it's going to look like. You guys have probably seen this on Illustrator or on Blackboard before. So I'm going to go to your Open Lab post and take a look, and then I'm going to download your files and look at those, and that's what I'm going to do the grading based on. So I think that's everything we need to cover. One more thing, actually, is if you want to edit your post. Okay, so let's say you submit the link, but then you realized you forgot to add the description or one of your image attributes. Go back to your post. If you're logged in and you scroll down, you're going to see an edit button here. So you're only going to see that on posts that you yourself created. So if I click on edit, it's going to bring me back to this editor, and I can make changes. Like let's say, I wanted to add something here. Let's say I wanted to add something here. I can say I'm updating this post or whatever, and then you have to click update. If you don't click update, it doesn't actually update the post. So I'm going to click update. You don't have to resubmit because it's still the same link. Okay, so the link still goes to the same place. You can change it, as many times as you want, but the link is still the same. The other way that you can edit it if you're just on the Open Lab, so I'm going to go back to the Open Lab site. Let's say you forgot where the post is or something like that. You can go to the dashboard, and when you click on posts, you're going to see, I see everybody's posts because I'm the admin, but you're only going to see your own posts on here. So you can click on your post and edit it. So where's mine actually? It should be up here somewhere. Here it is. So I would just find my post, click on it to edit it, and now I can edit it. Again, you have to click update to make sure it's updated. Okay, so that's everything. I'm gonna stop recording. So we have like another hour left in class, so you guys should be able to do all this, I think, in the next hour. If not, you have until Tuesday to finish up. And if you have any questions, need help with anything, I will start looking at that now.